What's up guys, Zyger here, and the whole retro RPG community is going absolutely crazy right now because we just got word that Square Enix is remastering Final Fantasy Tactics as Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. It'll come out on September 30th this year on all major platforms, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything we know about the game so far. We're going to watch the trailer together, we'll break that down, and then I'll tell you what information about the game is still unknown. But before I do that, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in a comment below, do you plan to play the new Final Fantasy Tactics? Alright guys, Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles trailer, let's watch it.
O Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation.
If you feel wronged, blame yourself or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty. Heavens fall upon your crown!
This vile charade has gone on long enough. It ends now.
Do you remember when your father showed us how to make a whistle of a blade of grass?
Alright. Interesting. Alright guys, even in that short clip, this is a great trailer by the way for only being 1 minute, but there's some things I picked up on right away. So first of all, we had voice acting from the very start, and you saw some of that voice acting over scenes that were not recognizable to me from any other version of this. Was this in War of the Lions? Let me know in a comment below if you know for sure. I don't recall these kind of semi-animated scenes being in that, but that could be the case, and it's just been so long since I played it. But either way, great to know that there's going to be voice acting. We know that the entire game will be filled with voice acting, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out, who they get as voice actors and such. And I also noticed that in the scenes where you see gameplay like this, with the great animations we all know and love from Final Fantasy Tactics, there looks to be kind of like a pixel smoothing mechanism, a filter that's applied to the edge of the pixels. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but by far, even though I'm not, this looks better than the pixel smoothing they used in the Grandia remaster package and in the Tactics Ogre remaster package. So this is not nearly as bad looking as I would have thought. I would prefer totally pixelated sprites for sure, just like they did in the Lunar remaster and the Suikoden remaster. I know that's controversial in some places, but for me, always the big, bulky, bold, beautiful pixels are the best every single time. I also noticed here when you get into some of the gameplay scenes, it looks like that you're going to be able to have an interface that's slightly different right here. This interface looks much more modernized, and this is pretty nice. It actually makes it look a lot like Triangle Strategy, a game that I totally adore, and I know some of you watching this probably adore too. But this looks really crisp, really clean, and I think this is nice. I also even like how the grid tiles are displaying there in blue. You know, in Final Fantasy Tactics before, I don't think it looked nearly this nice. And also you have numbers next to the characters. That makes me believe that this is the order of turns. And it looks to be the case, combat timeline. So I think this is a pretty cool improvement that they're adding right off the bat. This is a clean interface. And, you know, I'll have to play with it and give it a try. But I think I'm going to like this a lot. Also, what I noticed is you see Bahamut right there. Pretty cool summon. Gotta love that if you're a Final Fantasy fan. The world map is changed here. It looks like there is some lore at the bottom. I don't know if that's going to be the case in every single time you're on the world map. Maybe that updates. I think that's a good idea. It adds some context to the game. But this is a nice looking world screen that is quite a bit better than the original. Will there be random battles like before where you're moving between spaces and then there's a chance to get into a battle? I guess we'll have to see. But again, this looks clean, modernized, and really nice. It doesn't seem like a big departure from the original too. So far so good for the most part for me on this. Also, we get into the class tree. Now, this was unique too, because if you remember from the original Final Fantasy Tactics, you had a different class selection screen, but this one kind of breaks off in trees, and I kind of like that, and it's interesting. And then you have some of the black ones there that are kind of, I assume, classes that you haven't acquired yet, or you don't have enough JP to select yet. I guess we'll have to see there too, but I think this is nifty too. So, nice class tree here that we'll have to play with. You got Orlando right there, Thunder God Cid, one of the best characters. In fact, he's probably my favorite character in the game, but let me know in the comments below who is your favorite character in this game. All the characters are great, but I love Thunder God Cid. You don't get to know him as deeply as Ramzar Dalida, but he's a great character. And then you have his sword mastery there. Look at that. It's pretty sweet. He's super powerful. He and Agrius are totally broken. Another thing that I picked up on from this trailer is that when there is dialogue, you'll see the mouth actually moving. I'm moving it slowly so you can kind of see, but Ramza's mouth actually moves along with the dialogue. That is something that wasn't in the original too. That's an interesting choice that a lot of games haven't done, especially remasters that try to kind of hone in on that original feel, the original context. But in this one, they're making moving mouths. But what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Was that a wise choice? I'm not sure yet. I could kind of take it or leave it. But I don't really like the pixel smoothing. But again, it looks a lot better than some of the other remasters I've seen. Also, it kind of breaks down the two different versions here. For the classic version, it says, the classic version unites the graphics and gameplay of the original with the renowned War of the Lions translation. So I generally like the War of the Lions translation. Other fans did not. I think it polished off some of the confusion that came from the original translation, which kind of was not too bad, but it actually did open up some potential plot holes, and it didn't explain everything super well. The War of the Lions translation fixed that, so I'm glad that's in the classic mode. But then it says for the enhanced mode, the enhanced version features a renewed interface, extensive additions, and adjustments to the story, fully voiced dialogue, and much more. So it looks like the classic will not have fully voiced dialogue, adjustments to the story, and extensive additions. It's pretty ambiguous terms here, so we're not really sure what that means. The renewed interface, it looks like, only applies to the enhanced version too. But what I really, really like is the fact that they're giving fans a choice between the two versions. This is something a lot of remasters have not done. I'm also curious if they allow difficulty adjustments. That's something a lot of remasters have done too, like the Lunar remaster. Just like the Lunar remaster has given you the version of the original, not the Sega CD original, but the PlayStation original versus the newer remaster version. This is a good choice. It should give most fans what they want from this remaster package. But again, extensive additions. What does that mean? Is that bonus dungeons? Is that new classes? We don't know yet. Is it new characters? We don't know yet. And adjustments to the story. Again, it's hard to tell what they mean there. Is that adjustments to the existing story? Extra facets to the story? We don't know yet, so that will be extremely interesting to see. I'm going to look for that right away. I'm definitely playing the enhanced version first. I'm curious what you guys would play first. Also, let me know. Fully voiced dialogue, we don't know the voice actors yet, but if I know Square Enix, they're going to hire very professional voice actors for this. I've really liked some of their most recent voice acting that they've recruited, especially for Octopath Traveler 2. I think that game has some of the best voice acting I've ever heard. So I hope with this one, it's really great too. But it says both versions are included, and that's the key part here. We're going to have fun with this game, and there's something for all. What I especially love about the fact that they've remastered this game is the fact that this has been rumored for a long time. It's a game that the fans have clamored to be remastered for a long time, and Square Enix is finally delivering on it. That's a plus for everyone. We're finally going to have that widescreen Final Fantasy Tactics view that all the fans have wanted for so long, and we're going to be able to experience it on modern platforms, Steam, the PlayStation platforms, Xbox platforms, and Switch. It's all there. I'm super excited. I'm going to get the Steam version, and I just loved how this game allowed you to customize your party to such an extent. If you love Tactics Ogre, and you haven't played this one yet for some reason, you're going to love this game. Same team built that one as Tactics Ogre, and many of the same people involved in both of those games made Ogre Battle. So there it is, guys. I'm super hyped for this remaster package. There's a lot about it to like, and it's been rumored to happen for a long time, and now we finally have the news. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in a comment down below. Do you plan to play this? What looks appealing about it to you? And what are your best memories of Final Fantasy Tactics? And until I see you guys next time, take it easy.